Well, good evening, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I appreciate you guys. And before we get into it, let's check this out.
Chaz and Show. All right, before I let you go, Tom, my frequent question of you is the team that your sources, people who reach out to you, like to kibitz, like to talk, the team that or situation that everybody has been curious about and tongues are wagging about behind the scenes in the National Football League entering the final 4 weeks. What is it?
Well, besides the Colts and dragging a 44-year-old grandfather out of retirement, which I've gotten plenty of people asking for the details on that, I would say that, with really 4 weeks to go, we just kicked off week 15 last night, you're starting to get into just some of the speculation about in terms of, what places could be in for a shakeup on some level. You look at the bottom of the standings. We've obviously already had the Titans fire their head coach. We've had the Giants fire their head coach. The Dolphins made a GM change, and we'll see what direction their search ends up going. You don't have to, be super embedded in this thing to come up with some of the other teams that we're looking at. Last night, the Falcons get a big win, and Raheem Morris was fired up about it. What is their plan moving into the future? By any stretch, this has been a disappointing season. You have seen James Pierce Jr. come on. You did see Kirk Cousins and Kyle Pitts, for that matter, looking like the Kirk Cousins and Kyle Pitts you were hoping you were going to get back at the start of 2024 last night. But I would certainly anticipate that there's going to be a top-down review of everything that's going on in that Falcons building as this season winds down. The Raiders are another one. They fired their offensive coordinator. They fired their special teams coordinator.
What a mess.
The question is, who else, if anyone, is left to fire? There's certainly going to be questions about Pete Carroll. We'll see how they play down the stretch. Doesn't sound like Geno Smith is going to play this week, so you'll have a backup quarterback in Kenny Pickett, who made some things happen. He looked okay in limited action last week, but there's a lot of decisions that need to be made in Las Vegas. Quite frankly, some of those decisions do point back to Tom Brady, who arrived with great fanfare as a minority owner. Mark Davis saying that, he can help us set the entire program. He can help us identify and draft and develop the quarterback. You look at the results so far.
Not
they
real
took a big
good.
swing on Ben Johnson. They took some type of a swing on Matthew Stafford. Didn't get either one. They ended up with Pete Carroll and Geno Smith. To this point, that has not led to a bunch of wins. They drafted 2 quarterbacks in the 6th round, and neither one of them made the active roster coming out of training camp. So where are you right now as the Raiders? There is a lot that needs to be done on the roster. Nobody's sitting there saying that Pete Carroll has been playing with a full deck this year. But when you hire Pete, who's won a Super Bowl and has won consistently throughout his career, you hire Chip Kelly as the highest paid offensive coordinator in the league, making more money than like 2 or 3 players on your entire offense.
Chip Kelly
expect the results
strikes
to be a lot
again.
better than what they are now, sitting there on a couple of wins. And there's other places like Arizona. They've got young coaches. My understanding is Michael Bidwell's been really supportive of those guys to this point, but you lose, I think it's now 9 of 10 or 10 out of 11 games. There's certainly going to be an examination of what's gone wrong. Even Washington, for that matter, falling from, the NFC Championship game to being eliminated from postseason contention with a month to go. That's the big questions within the league right now, whether I'm talking to other teams, whether I'm talking to potential candidates. Everybody's trying to figure out exactly how far those dominoes are going to fall. And the honest truth is, Rich, in a lot of these cases, even though we should not be subject to recency bias, even though a game or two should not swing massive organizational multi-million-dollar decisions, the way that you play down the stretch, the way that, for instance, players are responding to Mike McDaniel right now, the way that it seems like the Falcons somehow in a short week showed up with more energy than Todd Bowles' Bucks, to the point that Todd went to the podium and dropped 10 F-bombs in about a 10-second span there. All these things do play into the thinking, and it's the absolute truth that a lot of the decisions we're going to see play out over the next month have not actually been finalized at this point.
And then the minute I have left, you didn't mention the Browns out of all the teams. What do you think?
The Browns situation is, in my mind, speaking just for myself, it's far more complicated because of their organizational structure. Paul DePodesta, who had been there or had been a member of the organization, he was living in San Diego, but had been on every Zoom for a decade. and was overseeing the entire organization, had played a big role in building out data and analytics departments. He just left for the Colorado Rockies. So you now have this void atop this sprawling operation that he built there on a team that, quite frankly, has not had a consistent level of success at any time in that past decade.
Nope.
So is that a simple matter of Jimmy Haslam fills that job and continues to move forward the same way? Does it have to do with potentially reorganizing some things, whether it's on the coaching side or the front office side? And then what do you do with the quarterback position? You got 2 first-round picks in 2026. Shedeur Sanders last week, that's the best that he's played. He's shown growth. They want to see him continue to show growth over the back half of the season. You still have Deshaun Watson, who is going to be a member of your team for salary cap reasons as much as anything, though you can make a fair argument that Deshaun at his best is still the best quarterback on the Browns roster. Dylan Gabriel is still there. And then you got those picks to go get someone. That's what I mean when I say this is not checkers here. This is chess when it comes to the Browns. You've got to think about the really, really big picture. And that's what Jimmy Haslam and the people that he trusts within that organization, that's what they're going to be working through here. I don't think that it's as linear as, well, maybe you swap out the 2-time NFL head coach of the year and Kevin Stefanski, bring in a new coach and move forward the same way. There's a lot of other discussions that have to go into exactly what that entire Browns organization looks like in 2026 and beyond.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end.
We
Thanks
sure
for that.
did.
Check us out.
Appreciate you, Rich. We made it all the way through to the end. And since we did, check out Sleeper.
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using code JOBRO. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.
Make sure you check out Sleeper using the promo code JOBOO. Get 100% matching deposit of up to $100, as well as a $20 sign-up bonus. Hello, good people and Eagle fans. I'm beginning to see some of you guys are coming out of the woodwork again. Glad to see you again, Philly D. How are you doing? We've got, let's see, who's in the house. We got, of course, Pamela. What's going on, Pamela? How are you doing? We've got Help Miranda. What's up, Help Miranda? We got the lady that is Libra. What's up, Lady Libra? Double dipping on both channels. Appreciate you. Raisin Sack over there. Football Fanatic is in the house. Big Hurt is in the house. Thomas Garrett. Now, Mark. Let's see. PH1FA. I don't know what that is, but okay. Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick. What's going on, Dougie? We got Nico in the house. What's going on, Nico? Welcome. We got Chris May in the house. We got, did I miss any of the other lovely ladies? We got Holly Pierce in the house. What's up, Holly? How are you doing? And good evening, good people. We've got some stuff to get to tonight. I have to say, I was surprised at first. I've been kind of busy. I've been this month. Typically, I don't like to do any work in the month of December. Actually, during football season. This year has just been crazy. We've got a whole bunch to do. We've got a vacant unit, or trying to get it vacant. We're helping her move and stuff that we need to turn over because a family needs a place to move on the 1st of January, so we're going to be working throughout the month. So I'm going to be looking a little bit tired because I got up extra early this morning to get started. So forgive me, and I may miss some things. But when I heard this, at first I was kind of like, oh, shit, and thinking that this was just the bullshit to help until you find another. And this was Trayvon Diggs, who basically said that he expects to play this weekend, that he's going to be out there. That remains to be seen if that is the case or not. But he is definitely working on getting out there. A lot of people are like, screw that guy. I don't want to ever see him on the field. And I kind of pointed out a few weeks ago, it behooves Diggs to turn the narrative around. We know Diggs did not like the defense because he has always been a man-to-man guy. And Matt Everfuss, who I think still needs to go. I don't think there's no if, ands, or buts. What's up, JD? How are you doing? Raisin Sack, what's going on? You're right. Chip Kelly's offense only works in college, and he has definitely messed up some teams trying to be that guy. You know, he screwed the Eagles there for a few years. Wish he was still with Philly. Diggs sucks. Well, here's the thing. We got a lot of suckage on our team right now. He might suck less than some of the other guys that are out there. So it behooves Diggs, who I still believe the Cowboys are going to look at it and say, $15.5 million that we can save by letting him go. And since he's the best buddy of Micah Parsons, that maybe that's not a bad thing that they're thinking. He's thinking, and at first I was saying, yeah, that's some bullshit. He's just trying to be the team player and trying to act like he's doing it. Everfuss needs to work at Walmart. No, man, I go shopping at Walmart. I don't want him to screw that up. I don't want him to screw that up. But I was thinking that he was just trying to be politically correct. And, yeah, I love the Cowboys and everything else. So that way the next team doesn't look at him and say, he's going to burn us. He's going to throw us under the bus and some shit, right? But then I started thinking about it and saying, his salary, let me look it up. Let's see. Trayvon Diggs. I'm sorry, I should have already had that. His salary for next year, and you know he's got several babies to take care of. Over the cap, Trayvon Diggs. See, he signed a $97 million contract with us, and he has, in 26, no guaranteed money, but would have a salary of $18 million. So if you're sitting there saying, I can be free of the Dallas Cowboys, free from the Dallas Cowboys, but I might be signing like a veteran minimum. Mark, there is a Walmart you never went to. There's a Walmart I've never. There's a lot of Walmarts I've never been to. I have a Walmart. Now here's the thing. I'll be real with you. I'm not crazy about the regular Walmart. I like the Walmart marketplace that I have across the street because I go there and go grocery shop. Look, it's the best thing in the world. At first, I was like, oh, man, I got a Walmart. See, I don't get all the real crazies that go to Walmart at the marketplace. They go to the regular market, Walmart, the ones wearing crazy shit and just, yeah. That doesn't happen with over here. But I can be over there cooking, right? You know how back in the day you'd go next door to your neighbor's house and say, can I buy her a cup of sugar? I ain't got to go do that. I can walk across the street and buy me a bag of sugar and come right back. Just turn the food down. Just turn it down a little bit. But for Diggs, financially, because he already has a contract, Angelica Barron, Miss Puppy's in the house. What's going on? It behooves him to actually come back to the Cowboys where he's got an $18 million, salary for next year. He ain't getting that anywhere else. He's not getting $18 million if he, gets cut by the Cowboys next year. Can guarantee that. Not with what he's done the last couple of years. So it behooves him to try and look good these last 4 games and really want to get out there. The problem, of course, still is Matt Eberfluss's damn defense. We saw what happened with the Lions. They mollywopped us on the defense. And a lot of that has to do with the linebacking core, which is where we got great news, which is DeMarvion Overshown has no restrictions on how many plays that he should play. Unlike what they did to Diggs, and I think this is where they learned, here's what you have to understand about football, and although it is a little bit better now, but back in the day, like when I was young, football was your only livelihood, and it wasn't your only livelihood. You had an off-season job, but you still made good money doing this, and you could easily be replaced. It's not like you were getting, $25 million a year, and you're the guy, and you didn't have to worry about anything else because I got enough money to live. Well, no, actually, because you guys don't know how to use your money. I'd say that you don't have enough money to live the rest of your life. You have made enough to, if you know what you're doing with it, but fool and his money are soon departed. But you were worried about, if I get cut now, I ain't got the money to pay my mortgage this year. And so guys would play through injury and things like that because they knew they needed it. Nowadays, these guys, they get these big fat contracts. They know they're the guy. Go ahead, do something. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? I'm making all this money. Cut me. I don't care. But Diggs understands he ain't gonna get that kind of money elsewhere. With Overshown, the great thing about getting him back, and I'm glad they did what they did with him as opposed with Diggs. Diggs, that came out 19 plays the first game. Bland gets hurt, and they play him, above and beyond. They played him almost every play. And all of a sudden, his knee went downhill. Overshown, they've been working with him several weeks, getting him together, letting him get really up to speed, and hopefully he can make it through these last 4 games or more without having a major incident, so that way he can start the year nice and strong. Dirt Nasty, you going to be taking her for a ride in your vet next, huh? Say what? Today's players, ouch, my boo-boo. I mean, seriously. It's not like it used to be. Bro, it's not like it used to be. Punch the like button, y'all. Philly D, you're a troublemaker, aren't you? Oh, he definitely is. Hey, Philly D, I'm gonna ask you a question, Philly D, because I don't have too many Eagle fans that come through. They're kind of mad at me. They're kind of mad at me right now, and I don't know why. But let me ask you, when you first heard that the Eagles got an inflatable bunny to try and spread some mojo. Now you Eagle fans, y'all laugh at me because I got Joe Boo. And here's the thing I can say about Joe Boo, okay? You can say a grown man with a voodoo doll is kind of crazy. But I have to say, honestly, the fact that I'm here with almost 140,000 subscribers goes back to Joe Boo. The fact that I can talk to all of you guys without stuttering a lot is because of Joe Boo. The fact that I had Stephen A. Smith caught him hugging up to the Cowboys and everything else and catching it on camera when he was talking about how bad I hate the Cowboys, it's because of Joe Boo. I've had a lot of incredible things, pictures and everything else because of Joe Boo. He's been good luck for me. Eagle fans, I know you hate him. I know you would like to see him burn in hell. But I can say it's actually worked for me. So, Philly D, Bunny has been clipped. When I first heard, I honestly thought it was AI. And I hate, you know how I hate it, guys. AI is the dumbest shit out there. I'm sick of it. Don't give me fake juice, okay? Here's the 2 things that every time I go, like on Instagram or something like that, or Facebook, that I keep getting. A, the epoxy floor. You know what I'm talking about, right? Where you see like a kitchen, and all of a sudden they start digging into the floor, right? You see rocks and gravel and stuff, and then you see them with a couple buckets, and they're pouring epoxy. Next thing you see fish swimming. It's like, wait a minute, it's epoxy resin. How are the fish swimming in epoxy resin? It got so bad that when I was away last week, one of my friends there, she said, "Can you do me a floor like that?" And I said, "Sure. Let me go to AI and I will create it on there for you." So what are you talking about? I said, that shit ain't real. Look at the bottom right there. You see it says AI? You can't do that shit. And the other one that's popped out the last 2 days have been the affinity pools on top of buildings. They're freaking, you look at it, there are people, they're swimming there, they're in the pool, right? You see them in the glass. And all of a sudden you hear, did you hear that crack? And you hear crack, 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 right? And then you see them all go underwater, right? They go underwater and the water is just cascading out, but the level's not changing. And now I've seen like 30 different pools of people in it that are all doing the same thing. Fucking AI. Hate that shit. Fuck AI. AI. Fuck you. Fuck you, AI. Fucking Terminators. Wannabes. Sick of that shit. But when when I first saw the interview, Philly D, with Saquon, and Saquon's kind of like, I don't really decorate for Christmas and Easter and all that stuff, so I don't know why we got this thing here. He said, I guess this is the only place they could put it. And then they showed and I was like, it's a freaking Easter bunny. I was like, come on. I said, this is some bullshit. Look, I said, this is some bullshit AI right here. They wouldn't put a blow-up bunny in the locker room and call it a vibe. I said, come on. Come on, man. A vibe bunny? Vibe bunny. When I checked it out, and I was like, no, this kid. Because people are like, did you? I was like, yeah, that's just AI. Man, that's some AI bullshit. No, no, it's real. It's real. I said, wait a minute. I was like, they got this tiny ass locker room, and they put this giant rabbit in, this blow up bunny, to try and bring some good vibrations, and they called it the vibe. But I was like, come on, that's some desperate shit right there. And you know what happened after the game. This is how they had to feel. What
do you tell them in the locker room after a game like this?
It's inexcusable. You don't make excuses. You gotta fucking care enough where the shit hurts. You gotta fucking care enough where the shit hurts. It gotta fucking mean something to you. It's more than a job. It's your fucking livelihood. How well do you know your job? How well can you do your job? Well, you can't sugarcoat that shit. It was in the fucking excusable, and there's no fucking answer for it. There's no excuse for it. That's what you tell them in the locker room. Look in the fucking mirror.
Look in the fucking mirror. There's no excuse for putting a fucking bunny rabbit up in there. Seriously. And so I saw yesterday that the rabbit has been skewered. Dirty, that's right. Oh, my God. What did Dirt Nasty? Philly fans love blow-up dolls. Oh, shit! Oh, shit! But seriously, what the hell? What kind of seriously? I'm wondering how you fans feel about that. Eagle fans. I know y'all don't come around too much. I know you don't come around much anymore. There ain't no sunshine since y'all are gone. Philly D. Mark, if I was not a mod, I would have been clipped. You have a few mods hide Eagle fans. I've been on your channel for 8 years. Actually, here, let me say this. Okay, let me say this because I think Philly actually said this in his channel. Understand? Listen, y'all, the mods, y'all do need to slow your roll a little bit. You need to slow your roll a bit. You've got power, okay, but you got to use it wisely. You have to understand that the way YouTube works is getting people to watch. Now, if you're going to get rid of somebody just because they come in and say Cowboys suck is not a reason to time them out. And certainly do not time somebody out for 87,000 seconds, okay? Especially if they're a person that comes here on a regular. I know Philadelphia and all his emojis and his blow-up doll get to be annoying, but he's here and he does support the channel. Guy like Logan Motorsport, young man there. He's won prizes. He's super chatting and everything else. Nice kid. He's just lost his way rooting for the Eagles, okay? So slow down. Be cool. If it's one of the bots, by all means. If it's our troll buddy that we all know who he is, okay? FJ or whatever his name is, okay, one of his multiple personalities, because we all know that's fine. But, just because, listen, I troll the Eagles. You know that I dish it out. So we have to take it. See, it's more fun when you get this from them.
Everybody, man, I thank you, brother. Let's go to No Limit. Get back to the Eagles fans who are all fired up. go to No Limit. He's not happy. No Limit.
Bro, you can,
All right,
yo, bro,
ready?
you
No
can hear
Limit. Let
me?
me set some parameters for you.
Bro, you can hear. Hold on. Wait. Before you get into the parameters, can you hear me when I say this?
I can hear you.
Fuck you, Mark Holmes. That's all I'm gonna say. Now go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I love Mark Holmes. Mark Holmes is a good guy.
I love him too.
Hey,
He a
last
great
week,
podcaster.
No Limit last week.
See, now if I can get up underneath their skin like that, okay, yeah, I can't be a soft sissy sucker on my channel too, okay? So be cool, people, okay? And I think, you know what I think part of it is, Daniel Grant, shout out to you, Daniel Grant. Woohoo! A new channel member. Daniel, email me at cowboysmark94@gmail so I can send you a shot glass and a squeeze star because the Cowboys make you drink. And you definitely need a stress football because they stress you out too. Appreciate you becoming a member. Welcome. Are you ready to watch the Niners? Oh, God, Nick J. Hell no, I'm not ready to watch the Niners in the playoffs. Screw the Niners. I don't want to think about it. You know what? Niners, you do know you benefited from an easy-ass schedule, right? You know that. If you'd had to play the schedule like we had this year, I bet you your record would be about like ours is. I bet you. Welcome, Daniel Grant. Eagles make us drink too, Mark. No hurt season. No, but seriously, I kid because I love. And so people are like, so you got a bunny? Of course I did. That's sticking a knife in the back and twisting a little bit. And also, too, for nostalgia. Look at the cute bunny. Look at the cute bunny. Look. This bunny is 60 years old. This is Bunny. Hey, Bunny. This was my wife's bunny when she was a little baby. So, it's kind of nice. Don't y'all like bunnies? Okay. All right. I've messed with the Eagles enough. Have I? Or have I not? Should I keep? Okay. Look, you got the Raiders this week, okay? Even we could beat the Raiders, okay? If by chance, A-Crown, shout out, bitch. Woohoo! Thanks for being you. A-Crown with the big super chat, $20 super chat. Oh, my goodness gracious. Great balls of fire there. Appreciate you, bro. The Raiders, if you can't seem to get past the slump busters, it's over. I'm sorry, it's over. I expect the Eagles to bounce back. I honestly do. I honestly expect the Eagles. If you can't bounce back, Philly D is bullying Angelica. Rhonda, I think Angelica will put a foot in Philly D's ass and make him run home for his mama's. I think Alan Williams is the man. He keeps it real. Let's ban him for donating. Why are we banning him for donating? Logan's Motorsports, what's up? Please don't let me down this week again. Killed off. Imagine us losing to the division to us. Oh, my God. I said all I wanted for my birthday was to win the division. Is that what I said it was? Or was it something else? Angelica's ready to leave. Wait a minute. What did I miss? Now, Philly D, you better not be messing with my girl Angelica about her own. Angelica. Angel, you enjoy clipping Eagles fans. What? So, Philly D, you're a baby. I'll give up my wrench now. What the heck? What is going on? Well, hold on. Listen. I don't know what's going on here. Philly D, put down the bottle. and be cool. Can't we all just get along? Can't we just do a little trash talking without talking about snitching and, oh, man. Do like I do. Personally, I blocked him, but not as a mod, and life is good. Laugh out loud. Mark only gets hit. People only get hidden here with personal attacks. And that's my rule. It's the personal attacks. A lot of shit some Philly fans say, especially after a Dallas loss. Yeah, and that's my rule, everybody, is if you're coming in and attacking somebody or wishing bodily harm on players and things, that's not acceptable. We're human beings, okay? We're not animals. We're not animals. We don't eat like animal feces. Oh, that would be Eagles fans, wouldn't it? Philly D is starting crap. That's why I had the problem with him. Okay, so Philly D, Dirty Sanchez, thank you. So, Philly D, let's all get along, okay? I know you guys are butthurt because the inflatable bunny died before y'all all got a chance to, get your turn with them. Alan Williams. Shout out to Alan. Alan Williams. Okay. So, since we do have some Eagles in here stirring shit up, instead of stirring shit up, why don't you guys tell me what your team's going to do at 1 o'clock on Sunday? Tell me what y'all going to do on Sunday. Are you guys going to bounce back, or are you going to go off quietly in the night? I'm asking for a friend. I'm just wondering. Logan, my guy, what's up? Not funny. Philly D loves the D. Gil, we win. The Cowboys will win. No personal attacks, people. Yeah, you know what I think the problem is? I hate to say this, but what it is we've been here taking shit. I have been. Every time the Cowboys have lost, I've been literally gone out there and said, I'm Philly 500's bitch. We show up. We take abuse constantly. We hear about the 30 years since the last time we were relevant. Okay? Trust me. We had my man Leo. Leo would come in and tell you, basically, you're going to take this dick. I'm going to be insufferable. I'm here to stomp your dreams out. And that's here lies the whole situation. I'm like, Leo, come on. I get it. You guys are on top. But if every single time you're coming in, it's always in your face, rubbing your face in it, you're just worthless, that's ridiculous. Philly D, I've made plaques for you. So if you were one of the first ones that I was doing plaques and stuff for your dad and things, when you're going through problems, I was there for you and things, right? Angelica Barone, Miss Puppy, I've made plaques for you of your lovely daughter and everything else. And I just love seeing your puppies. I just want to love up on your puppies. Oh, Angelica's puppies. Oh, they're so cute. I just love those puppies. Y'all are all like friends and family to me. Okay? But what happens is you Eagle fans are so used to being up here right now that when it becomes your turn to eat a little shit, to take a little bit, you guys get butthurt. It's called being a good sport. You're not going to always win. Whether it's football or life, you're going to go through bad times. Good times don't last forever. In fact, without bad times, you don't know what good times are. You're going through a rough patch right now after winning the Super Bowl. Be thankful that you won the damn Super Bowl. And instead of being a dick, realize, hey, it's my turn to take it. That's what I learned from this guy right here. As a kid, watching him with his friends, my family members that were Commanders fans. When the Cowboys won, hey, it's my dad's turn. He's going to give you shit. When Washington won, phone rang off the hook. But they didn't cuss each other out. They didn't end up saying things about their mama and things like that. It was all about football and just saying my team. Why can't we do that shit? Why we got to be fucking ugly, man? This is just freaking YouTube. I come on here for an hour show to hang with my friends, have fun, joke around. And, you know, if you can't take a little Vibe Bunny joke that you literally have to say, fuck you, you're a piece of shit, then something wrong, man. The world is crazy right now, and football should be something that we can laugh, joke, cry together with. Win, lose, or draw. Come on, man. Let's do better, people. Let's do better. One of these days, I'm going to be gone. And y'all going to be sitting around saying, damn, I wish I hadn't been such a dick. What happened to Twiz? I haven't seen him in here forever. Well, we're going to leave that, let that one lie, okay? That was a situation that I'm just going to let that one just lay right there. Dirty says horrible sexual shit about my mother is a scumbag. Okay, here we go. Philly D. You know, Dirty Sanchez was actually once suicidal. He was. Dirty way of coping is becoming dirty nasty. And his thing is shock and awe. It's not personal. He doesn't know your mother. It's a joke. It is literally a joke. What you have to understand, as much as I get clowned, as much as I have a person out there who actually has a whole channel that's dedicated to denigrating and doing, Philly D, okay, maybe he said something about your mama. I got a guy out here making up lies with videos behind them, taking pictures and photoshopping them. Which is worse? A same one that's actually out there writing letters to the city, basically saying, I'm a thief and things like that. Does that stop me? Steal my thunder? No. It's freaking YouTube. It's for entertainment purposes only. Philly, Dirty Sanchez says crazy, stupid shit about everybody. That's why he's Dirty Sanchez. He will say the craziest shit. Don't take that personal. Okay? My God, I feel like I'm in a daycare center with two kids that are freaking fighting. Come on, man. It's freaking YouTube. It's not real life. Stop taking this stuff so seriously. Okay. All right. So, Dirty, please don't talk about his mom and his dad. Okay? Just do that for me, okay? Philly D, just ignore. Oh, God. Dirty Sanchez, okay? Come on. Can't we all just try and get along? Seriously. Can't we all just try and get? I'm asking nicely, okay? Because people don't come here. People have real problems in the world. You know, I have. You guys are worried about shit, right? I have a tree guy who's cut trees. He climbs trees, skinny guy, okay? You know, little guy, older guy, and everything else. Been cutting trees all his life. That's what he does. And he's got cancer. And the doctors basically let him know he's got about 6 to 8 months to live. And he's out there every day trying to make as much money as he can for his wife because he knows 6 to 8 months he's going to go. Now, I saw him today. I got a truckload of wood from him because my mom needs some wood, and trying to help him out, pay him a little extra and everything else for him. That's real problems. Those are things to get upset about. Those are things to worry about. Shit that's happening here, conversation and jokes, it's not real, man. Don't take that shit personal. Seriously. We got to do better, people. That's real life. That's something to get upset about. That's something to get mad about. It's like, this is a guy who's a family man, who's busted his ass all his life, and now has a GoFundMe because he knows when he goes, his wife's going to lose their home. That's something to get mad about. Not what somebody says on freaking YouTube. Come on, man. Again, Philly. Violence. Come on, man. Mark, pull up to the World Cup in Philly. I don't do soccer. I do pro football and I do JMU football. JMU Dukes. Go Dukes. Even though people are mad that JMU's in there, I ain't mad because they're going to beat Oregon. You watch. Breaking news, Dak throws pick. Oh, Logan. I know. Logan, you ain't talking about Dak Prescott. I know you're not talking about Dak. Logan, you do realize that your guy did something that Dak Prescott can't do. 2 turnovers in one play. Double your pleasure, double your fun. As Jalen Hurts throws an interception and a fumble in the same damn play. And you got nerve to talk about my guy? Seriously? Come on, man. Thank you for changing the focus here. I'm sorry. Logan, your team is ass. You don't have Landon Dickerson this week? Or Lane Johnson? Bro. Max Crosby might be getting to Jalen Hurts' ass. Okay, so Philly D, I don't know what's going on tonight. I don't know why you're because I'm trying to be cool. I'm trying to be cool. Okay, Philly D, is this all we get? Or all we're getting tonight? Is you're just butt mad at everybody? I can't have that, man. I'm sorry, Philly D. I don't know what's going on, but you got to stop. Seriously. No, this is not Philly old head. This is Philly D. Mark, we in the Hurts as Eagles. I don't know what's going on with Philly D. Philly D, yeah, maybe you need a timeout. I don't know. Hurts may not come out in one piece. If so, that just proves my point. He's okay. I'm trying to get into football, and that's what I say about Dak, Mark. Yeah. 3 turnovers, 1 play, interception, fumble, recovery, and a fumble. Okay. Trying to move on here for our last 15 minutes of the show, where I'm trying to talk sports, but it's like I have to keep playing referee here. We got a big game. We got the Minnesota Vikings that actually got a really good game out of 9, which means I'm worried about the Commanders. Jalen Daniels, after being re-injured, they're talking about him being shut down for the season. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Mariota actually played well the week before. But we need some help from Washington. We need the Eagles to keep on failing. And that's the reality of it. Our team is about as healthy as it can be at the moment, although Jake Ferguson is a little bit nicked up and ended up being on the injury report. But I think he'll be fine. We think Diggs will be playing this weekend with a lot to prove and trying to make himself look better to potentially other teams next year or possibly stay in Dallas. We've got Jerry Jones talking about Logan Wilson possibly playing more. I'm now beginning to have my doubts about Logan Wilson. Rushing going to break that kid. That's Cowboys reality. Hoping other people lose. Sad franchise. Okay. So, hypothetically, you're telling me that you guys weren't rooting for us to lose? You weren't rooting for us to lose, Eagle fan. Did I get that right? That you actually hope we do win? I'm asking for a friend. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue. Lady Libra like has been hit. Lady Libra like has been hit. Wish we could have double hit like. Okay. You went after Rhonda. Okay. God. I don't know what's going on tonight. Is it that the Eagles' vibe bunny is dead? Now they don't know what to do? Okay, Philly D. Enough. We're Philly. Football or out. Okay, and you can go run to Philly 500 and tell them I blocked you. But this is you are literally killing my fucking hour here. Okay, I don't know what's wrong with you tonight, but let all this shit go. Twiz and Rhonda has nothing to do with Philly D. Zero, zilch, zingo, nothing. You going after Angelica? Zero. And you and Dirty and taking if this is a problem, if this show and the people here are a problem, why are you here? Why are you here? Because at the moment you're not bringing anything of value. You're just being here, being a dick. I tell you what, Philly, if this is what it's going to be when your team loses, you're just going to come in and be a dick? I don't need that. I've sit here and spent more time than I care to trying to play referee over bullshit that doesn't matter. This is the same shit with Leo coming in and just constantly I don't need listen. The world is fucked up right now. The world is fucked up. I'll be damned if I'm going to have it fucked up on my damn channel and live stream. If you got a problem with the people in here, then don't be here. That's your choice. If you come into my house, don't be a dick. Seriously. My God. I got friends dying and stuff, and you're just in here just being a fucking prick. My God. I can't even get my damn show going. I keep losing my damn thoughts for reading the damn comments here and trying to smooth shit over. Yeah, I've been trying to talk about that they did the right thing with him as opposed to Diggs. That Diggs coming in basically trying to tell the Cowboys, you're wrong because I didn't want to work out here with your guys, because maybe he was worried about some shit that happened like with TJ Watt that ended up trying to give him a shot in his damn chest, and they ended up puncturing a lung, and then he's got a partially collapsed lung that he's got to have surgery for because a doctor fucked up with a needle. Jesus Christ. Yes, that is freaking incredible news. And I pray that the next 4 games that he can make it through without any issues on the knee so he can have the rest of this off season coming up to really strengthen it and be able to hit the ground running next year. That's incredible news. The reality of everybody is actually in pretty good shape except for Tyler freaking Guyton. And I'm at this point where I'm ready to give up on that guy. I'm ready to go ahead and pack him up along with Logan Wilson and Stonebreaker or whatever his name is, the other linebacker. Get those guys out of here because they ain't helping the damn team. Logan, I hear that, friend. Sports bring us together. Not tonight, they don't. Everything's it shits and giggles when the Eagles are winning and everything else. They lose 3 games and they lose their goddamn mind. I was rooting for the Cowboys to beat the 49ers so we could meet in the NFC Championship game. But, man, you guys never disappoint. No, we always disappoint. That's our thing. Mark, sweetie, breathe. You're the best. And my sisters, his male's and being an ass. He's male and he's being an ass. I have to agree with you, Nico. I don't know what's going on. I met you 4 years ago today at the Cowboys-Washington game at FedEx. Flip, shout out to you, man. Appreciate you still being here. I'm glad we're still here because the way the world is today, I was thinking about, here's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about doing that game again because I actually had some pictures that popped up on Facebook from 4 years ago from that game. And it's like, I haven't been to a game this year, but I got so much that's going on. But the ticket prices are dirt cheap right now, I guess because it's Christmas and Washington stinks. But I was thinking, it's been really cold this year, so I don't know. It might be a day or two decision on whether I go in that game. But shout out to you. The Colonials Chronicles, yeah, it's pathetic. Some people just hate. Logan Motorsport, you met me in 22? Where, Logan? I didn't realize I had met you. I will really be rooting for y'all in 22 to be. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, Philadelphia. Sorry we disappointed you, but I'm even sadder that they disappointed me. Span Ford alert. Yeah, he may end up playing quite a bit this week. If not, Schoonmaker will. Terrence Steele needs to go too if he doesn't step up. Yeah, I've been sitting here thinking, and this is one of the things I wanted to talk about earlier, but I got sidetracked so much. How do we look at this season? Let's say we end up winning three of the next 4 games, and we end up, 9-6-1. Should we be happy that we ended up 9-6-1, or should we be disappointed? And I'm on the fence on this because I originally said I hadn't have going into the season. I didn't have a lot of expectations after we traded Micah. I didn't have great expectations before we traded Micah because I said we got a new coach. Mike McCarthy's first year, we had 6 wins. Jason Garrett's first year, 8-8. Full year, that is, right? Jimmy Johnson's first year, 1-15. So I remember meeting you, Pamela. Definitely remember you at the tailgate. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I've met a lot of people at the tailgate in Washington. If I go to Washington game, I'm not tailgating. That's a whole nother father mother. Shouldn't have traded. Alan, I don't know about that. Because our defense is literally in about the same position it was last year. But a lot of our pieces didn't get here till the middle of the season. And we're starting all over. I think going forward, we're going to be in better shape than we would have with Micah if they go out and get some more pieces to go around it. That $47 million. Because here's the thing for Green Bay. Green Bay gave up their next 2 first-round picks. They got a huge salary cap hit with Micah Parsons, with Jordan Love. I mean, they're 2 of the top paid players in the NFL. So they're not going to have that much salary cap. They don't have the draft picks. This is the team that they have next couple of years. The move that they made for Micah Parsons is we're trying to win the Super Bowl right now. This is a Hurts problem with the Eagles. He plays bad, bench him. Well, there we go. Now that's the kind of hey! No, wrong one. Yay, Philly D. You made a comment. Randy McIntyre, what's going on? How are you doing? Yeah, if Hurts plays bad, bench him. I'll be real with you. Watching him that last week, a lot of the passes that A.J. Brown made were kind of like really high or behind. His placement, he was way off last week. So that's going to be interesting. But, Mark, the Jones should have built around Micah like they're building around Dak. Agreed? Yeah. Yeah, well, they didn't really build that much around Dak. Throughout most of the time of Mike McCarthy, they deconstructed. Remember, we got rid of Cedric Wilson. We let him go. And Amari Cooper the same year. And our replacement was we drafted Jalen Tolbert. We also let go that year. Who else did we let go there? Lyle Collins went off the offensive line, although he had been kind of nicked up, but she didn't really replace him. Damn. My mind's getting fucked up. But that year, we ended up letting go. God, there was like 3 other guys we let go. Randy Gregory, and your replacement was actually Dorrance Armstrong. Who else did we let go that year? But since that time, before George Pickens, your big move was Brandon Cooks. And Brandon Cooks at this point was not a replacement for Amari Cooper that you got rid of 2 years before. So I won't say that we certainly have not done what the Eagles did, which was originally go out and trade for A.J. Brown, go get Saquon Barkley, get the offensive line together. I mean, they literally built around Jalen Hurts. And what we said about Jalen Hurts ended up being correct. He needs all those things around him going well. And when you have a 2,000-yard rusher, your job does get a little bit easier. You do miss Cole Beasley. John, what's going on? It's still all Dak's fault. Yeah, okay. I need more Charlie Waters and Cliff Harris. Oh, my God. What I wouldn't do for Charlie Waters or Cliff Harris on this defense at safeties. Those 2 guys, man, they were hell. Randy, I understand. How many Super Bowls did you before Foles and Hurts? He's a turd muffin. Damn, a turd muffin. You guys are wrong. What is wrong with everybody? Is there a full moon? I'm looking at some of these comments, and it's kind of crazy. Never seen you before. No, Randy is a channel member, and he's on the chats on Saturday and sometimes in the games. But, yeah, and see, the problem is, here's why Micah is doing really well is because they do have a good defense around him. As great as Lawrence Taylor was, he wasn't the only player on the team. You got to understand that. And the same reason that I'm not going to sit here and say Dak Prescott is so much better than he was 2 years ago or 4 years ago. I think he's still that same guy. The thing is the guys around him are better than they used to have. Right now, Javonte Williams, you do realize that Javonte Williams has more yards right now than any of our running backs in the 2020s. And we still have four games to go. He has been running. He's got more yards than Tony Pollard or Zeke or Rico in any season in the last 5 years. That's a fact. George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, that's better production than you had when you had Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb young, by far. And Jake Ferguson, if he's just stopped fumbling, has had the best tight end season since probably like 2015 for the Cowboys. having all those pieces together with a great 3 in the middle of your offensive line, he's got better talent than he's had in a while. Good night, Holly. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock, isn't it? I need to get out of here on this one, man, because you guys, man, I don't know if it's a full moon or what it is, but damn, this shit got ugly. Maybe we can hit the reset button and come tomorrow, live stream at 5. We can do better than this, man. And for those out there that weren't part of the melee, I apologize to you that the show kind of got screwed up like that. I really do. Because we got to be better than this, guys. We really and truly have to be better than this. I do this because I love you guys. Y'all are my friends. Y'all are my people. It's like me hanging out at the bar with my friends. I don't like ugliness. I don't like confrontations. I just want to have fun. And that's what we should all be here for. All right? I love you all. I ain't mad at nobody. Okay, but we got to do better. I'll see you guys soon. Peace out. It's time to turn out the lights.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow